something that I'd like to share with you guys that have really helped me on my journey, being an empath. I am also in the human design, an emotional authority, which means that I feel things. And being an empath and feeling other people, it can be a struggle sometimes. And so what I found on my path was that I was going down the spiritual path and I would find the root of things and I would find the limiting beliefs and I'd go to the root of things a lot, and I found myself searching. And instead, I learned something from Matt Kahn, and he basically says that empaths were already here before. We've already ascended. We've already gone to the top of the mountain. The clouds spread, and we downloaded oneness. And we were like, yes, we feel this. This is oneness. This is beautiful. And then when we went to heaven, we were chilling up there, and then God said, hey, Earth needs some help. Who wants to go back down there? So what happened is we had to walk back down the mountain to society, where as we walked back down the mountain, we had to go back down to the ego. Now, this is important to understand because we already understand oneness. That's why we feel other people. So coming from an empathetic standpoint, when we interact with people, what happens is that we actually have the ability to lower ourselves to the way that that person loves, and we're able to empathize with them. We're able to feel them on their level. But what this does is it lowers your own level of empathy, and you actually start loving them the way that they're capable of loving you, which sometimes, if depending on where they are with their self-love, they're not able to love you. So because we feel people so much, we find ourselves just in the midst of, oh my gosh, I'm doing all this work and I don't know why it's not working. Well, there's something new called loving what arises. Now, I invite you to try this because it's really helped me, especially on my path of figuring out what my gift was and why I feel people so easily, and tapping into my own gifts. So if you find yourself in a situation where you are self-sabotaging yourself, or maybe you are in a situation where you don't know why you're procrastinating, or maybe that you can't keep your diet where you want it to be, or your lifestyle, whatever it might be, maybe you're in an argument with somebody, stop what you're doing and tell yourself, love what arises. If feelings arise that you don't resonate with or that are really uncomfortable, I want you to feel them, be in the moment with them, and say, I love you, no matter what it is. If it's your self-sabotage in your diet, which happens all the time with me and my clients, I'll stop and say, I love this part of myself, and it's okay. I love this part of myself. And every time that you have something arise, all you have to do is love yourself relentlessly. Literally, relentlessly, in anything that you're doing. And it gets you past whatever it might be, because the old way of dealing with this is, it's basically on this spiritual path where this shouldn't happen. How do I change this? How do I replace this? How do I reprogram myself for what? You know what I mean? And so it actually represses the feelings that are arising. And if you think about it, what if we're just here to be water containers? And if water is our emotions and we're the container for it, and the water tries to rise out of the container, why don't we just hold that container and love it so it can overflow, so that that new water can rise, that clearing of the water. And this is how amazing being a container really is. And another thing I want to mention to you, as an empath, your gift is to feel. So if somebody is making you feel a certain way, or they're projecting a lot of their issues onto you, I encourage you to remind yourself, ooh, this is my power. This is my power. I get to feel exactly what they feel on the inside. And so whatever that person is doing to you, it was actually done to them. That basically means that the way they're making you feel, that's how somebody made them feel. And because you're an empath, your greatest power is to be present and to hold space while they make you feel this way. And because you get to feel how they felt, you understand them and you get to show them empathy. And empathy is just presence with the emotions. And so what I do when somebody's projecting onto me and it's triggering me, I'll stop what I'm doing and say, tell me more. tell me more. I'd like to know more about this. Where, you know, tell me about the anger. What does it feel like? I ask people, what does it feel like a lot of the time? If you ever notice somebody's in their logic, I always ask, what does it feel like, so that they can drop back into their bodies. And so what starts to happen is that you'll notice that the person will get it all out. And another thing that I use is, you know, you're allowed to feel this. Keep on going. If I made you feel this way, you're allowed to feel it. And if I'm an asshole, you're allowed to feel like I'm an asshole. You know what I mean? So you just hold that space and you let them just fill your container. Fill it, fill it, fill it, because we are infinite. And the biggest thing on my journey that I've really helped myself get past, especially feeling people, is not taking any of it personally and seeing it as my own power. So the power is to be able to feel what they feel and to be able to not take it personally and invite them to share more with you. I love you guys. Join us. Hit us up on Instagram. My name is JoinJilly _. You can email me. We have a movement that we would love for you to be a part of. As empaths, we can join together and create this rainbow bridge.